19 years ago, when we built this house, we had a very specific theme in mind. We wanted a grand country mansion with lots of timber and lots of stone look. So we bagged it, and it was yellow and it looked great for a long time. Now that it's weathering, it's getting a bit older, and since we've been doing the inside of the house, we're looking for a more modern look. So today we're going to start painting. Today we're going to start sealing and painting the house white. Let me show you around what it looks like now. When we built the house, we originally planned to bag it, and what we did was we just mixed in some yellow in the cement. Whilst I really love the colour and the yellow natural stone look, it does look a bit faded now, especially when it gets wet and starting to dry out. You see the shape of the bricks. There are some darker spots than others, so now I think it really is time to paint it. We think white's going to look spectacular. So today we're going to start on this wall. It's probably one of the easier walls to start with because it's a nice big straight wall. I can reach it off from a ladder, and there's only one downpipe and a light to take off to prepare it. From there we're just going to test the colour, make sure we've got chosen the right shade, and then we'll move along and around side, upper floor, and then along the front of the house. Alright, let's get started. Well, that's the sealer on. It's just a clear sealer and it's a solvent sealer. So if you were to go over it again, it would reactivate. But once it's dry, which took about an hour, I'm now ready to put the colour on. So let's try a bit of colour. Here we go, the first bit of paint.
What colour is it?
So British Paint's colour, Infinity White. So it's just a little bit of a, not quite a grey, just a really dark white. I think that's going to be just the right colour. What we didn't want was something really stark white, so we just had a tiny little bit of colour in it. So it's basically 9 mils of colour that's in the whole 15 litres of paint. So when we get the reflection directly in the sun, it'll actually just give it a tiny little bit of, well, not so much reflectivity, just a tiny little bit of dullness to it, which is just perfect.
We hope.
We hope.
I think it's going to be amazing.
I like the colour, it's actually quite nice.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why do you like it?
It's not quite white. If we just go and paint a bit of white beside it, you'd see how stark it was.
Mm.
There's no going back now.
No.
It's only forward.
Yeah. Here we go. Do for you. Are we going to get new door handles
Yeah.
for the French doors? Oh, same as the one that's in the bedroom.
Yeah, I'm going to get a lock on that one so we can lock it.
With a key?
Yeah.
Good idea.
Good stuff. to just do one bit of the wall.
You want it thicker at the top, don't you?
Yeah, big part.
You want it thicker at the top? It's going on easily.
Yeah. How's that for a dichotomy? Yes, it's day 2, and as you can see, here we have yellow and here we have white. Well, light grey anyway. Much better than it looked before, and I'm really happy with it. Let me show you. Here's the old, here is the new. Old, new. Can't tell you what a difference it makes. Looks fantastic. Anyway, today we've got to finish the rest of this. And we might even get to ceiling up there. We'll see how we go. You know what makes me happy? I'm happy when a plan comes together, to steal a phrase. But anyway, have a look at this. I really think this has turned out so well. Just look at the contrast against the old yellow. I mean, the white just looks magnificent. I love it. So basically what we've done is we've made the house brand new again. It's modern, contemporary, whatever you want to call it, but it just looks so much fresher and so much newer than that drab old yellow. Tell me what you think. Let's keep going. One thing we'll also have to do between coats is put Sikaflex so that we can paint straight over it. Well, as you can see behind me, we have white, all that yellow gone. Anyway, this is a weekend number 2, and there's lots more white to do. So let me show you what we did last week and what we're going to do this week. So here we are. I've put the downpipe back on and I put that light back on. I've just got a couple more lights to do later on. And we have all this painted, 2 coats, waterproofing, looking much nicer. This weekend we're going to tackle upstairs, and we're going to try and get done all the way across the front, which probably looks bigger than it is, but there's not a lot of wall in there. So this is upstairs. We have to work off a roof up here, and I'm just going to clean off that edge there and prepare it, put some masking tape, and then set up so we can reach all these high bits. So this is along the front. It's really only about 1/2 metre high most of the way across, and this bit here is about 1.5 metres high with most of the windows in the way. So I'm just going to prepare all this edge. The other thing we'll need to do is to prepare and repaint all these windows, the cladding, fascias, the works. It's basically, it's a huge job. Not basically, it is a huge job. And it's going to take me a while. And because we're on a sloped roof that we're working from, I'm just going to put together a couple of brackets and some timber, and I'm going to basically screw them in here with a timber or on this line here, depending where I'm standing, just so we can lean a ladder up against the wall so we've got a bit of reach. It's only a little bit, I've only got about half a metre I've got to reach just to the top of those triangles, but then later when we do the windows and the cladding, I'm going to have to reach right up top and try and get to those fascias as well. Here we are, day 3 of the second weekend, and day 3 because it's a long weekend. But we managed to yesterday get done 2 coats of paint on the entire side in front of the house that we didn't get last week. And now that that side's done, we thought we might get this end done today. It's not a huge wall, so we'll get the sealer on for sure, and hopefully 2 coats of paint. Again, I'll set up my little timber here on brackets to allow me to put my ladder against it, and that'll let me reach up here on these little triangle corners. Southern side all done. The time lapse I was taking didn't actually quite work, so it stopped about a quarter of the way through doing the top coats. Ah dear, last week I got to painting the end of the house, which is the southern side. Today onto the back of the house, eastern side, and it's quite long across the back, but I think we can get that done this weekend. By the way, this is week 4, so let's have a look. For today's job we'll be doing the back, so we'll be starting on this back wall here and working our way across the middle and just those little side bits. So we're going to be doing here, here, and those little bits here. It's a bit windy today, and it was yesterday for most of the day, but let me show you what we got done yesterday. Here's the part of the back wall. Managed to get all single coat on this, just one more coat to go today, and we've done all the way across the back of the house. It looks fantastic. We really like the colour. So we got all this done right across here to the very end of the wall, just there. I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised that I got so much done last week. We got quite a bit done. We got from one end of the house all the way across to almost the other, and I'm quite happy with that. So we've only got one little wall above the roof now to do across the back garage wall, and we'll probably get the above and below done in the same time. But for now, let's finish it here, and I'll see you on the next one. a bit windy today. Hoping it's not going to rain, but we'll see how it goes. There's no rain forecast for today.